I have literally cracked the simulation of the feeling of the secret. Over the last 4 years, I put my heart and soul into Neville's work, and I believe that I finally figured out how this simulation works and how manifestation comes into play and how we're able to get any desire that we ever want. And the feeling isn't what you think it is. The feeling is, what if I told you that every desire that you ever wanted is here now and it's just waiting for you to claim it? There has been so many things that have happened in my life since 2020. It became so spooky real that so many things started happening out of the ordinary. It almost felt like a game to me because the more easy it became, the more I started questioning reality and what it actually is. Because now I feel like anything is possible. And maybe you're already on that journey where you are starting to manifest a lot of things. It almost feels like no matter what you want now, the infinite possibilities of whatever you want now awaits you. I finally cracked this simulation of the feeling of the secret, and the feeling isn't what you think it is. Yo, what up? Johnny here. I'm really glad you're here today, wherever you're at in the world. If you need help with your manifestation or you need some guidance or someone that can show you the path and give you exact roadmap on what you need to do specifically in your life, check out the description below. I do offer one-on-one coaching. I'm going to explain this a little different than my last video. Sometimes we might think that things could be a little bit overcomplicated and maybe it's not simplified enough. And maybe I'm doing the same thing as well. And many other people and many other coaches, we're making it way more challenging and way more difficult than what it really is. I don't just teach manifestation. I teach a lot of other principles. And Neville has books that are, his collection of books are over thousands of pages long. And if it was that simple, he would simplify it and put it in one little piece. But there's so many other factors in life besides manifesting your reality. Then you go into, I can totally understand why they go beyond manifestation, because then you start questioning reality and your own existence. And then you wonder if your thoughts is what creates everything, what is beyond that? And then you got the I am, and then you got consciousness and awareness. And then you got what the oneness is what the universal mind, and then that thing has its own mind and reflection of its own thoughts and creates the universes, right? So a lot of the times even these thought leaders become very mystical in a way. So it's not only about manifesting, but once you understand manifestation, it's very simple. And if I were to just say, hey, have faith and belief, all right, see you on the next one, you'd be like, what is this person teaching me? Just have faith and belief and then that's it. I'm going to go over what the subconscious is doing and what your conscious mind is, because your world and everything in it is your consciousness externalized. Consciousness is the substance of your entire reality. Your conscious mind is the realm of effect. Your subconscious mind is the realm of cause. Now, I don't just make up a lot of these things. A lot of the things I come up with and my thoughts, I go upon books as Neville Goddard's work, and I go look at Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, and even quantum physics. But really, I try to give you not just one little thing, but like a complete overall of what reality and how I see reality. And you can take whatever resonates with you and what doesn't resonate. Your assumptions is what makes your reality. So whatever you assume to be true is what's going to come into your reality. So there might be things that you might not like that I say. You don't have to take everything for fact. You have to go test this out in your own reality to see whether that works or not. So maybe, for example, if some people are thinking, oh, some of these coaches are becoming very difficult to understand and they're making things overcomplicated. I don't know about everybody else, but I am giving multiple ways of trying to manifest. If you don't know how to visualize, then there's another way to do it. but everything is a thought. So even if you visualize, you still need to think of the thought. Everything begins with that, and that begins in your conscious mind. So we create this thought in our mind, and then that is what's going to be impressed onto the subconscious. The subconscious is you. So that is going to express out into your world and externalize it. So when we say to repeat these thoughts in your mind, that is the same thing as affirmations. When you are repeating a thought in your mind, and Neville says that you want to keep this thought in your mind and only that thought in your mind until it hardens into fact, until you see it in your reality. The subconscious mind does not originate its own ideas. It is impressed through the thoughts of the conscious mind, and whatever your assumptions, your beliefs of what you believe is fact and true, that is what is impressed upon the subconscious. So when Neville talks about the feeling of the secret, the feeling is not an emotion. So some people say that, oh, I'm in a crappy mood, but I still manifest. The thing here isn't that a type of emotion. The feeling of what Neville was really trying to teach here is the thought, your beliefs, and your assumptions of reality. It is the acceptance of the fact that your desire has already been fulfilled. For example, what you would want to say to yourself when you say your affirmation or the thought that you are what you want to be. So why am I so amazing? Why am I so wonderful? At the end of your affirmation or the thought that you crowd your mind with, you say, thank you, it is done. Somehow, some way, it is done. I don't know how, but it is done. Isn't it wonderful? We've all heard that one before. Either we're going to be awakening, knowing that it is done, or we go to sleep living in the wish fulfilled as if it was done. We have truth and certainty, knowing that the fact that this is going to come into our life. And the way you understand truth or certainty, the sun is going to come up, right? You're going to see every sunrise and every sunset. We know for a fact, no matter what, that sun's going to come up, unless it's going to supernova, right? But the point here is that it's going to come up every single day and it's going to go down every day. We know that's a truth. We know that's certain. We know that's a fact. And every time does it come up, maybe the first times we see it, we're like, wow, it's beautiful. But after a while, you already natural to it and you already assume that it's going to come. The feeling as if your prayer has been answered. A quote from Neville, then go about your business, knowing that in a way you know not of, you will be led to the fulfillment of what you did within yourself. This feeling is about shifting our states, shifting our awareness. Shifting the state is simply shifting the state of the desired reality. So you do not need to have the feeling of gratefulness or happiness. It is the natural of feeling as if I already have what it is that I have. I got it. It is mine. It is that truth, that certainty, that fact, knowing that we're focusing here on the acceptance of that wish fulfilled. Here's an excerpt from Neville Goddard. If I could define prayer for anyone and put it just as clearly as I could, I would simply say it is the filling of the wish fulfilled. If you ask, what do you mean by that? I would say, I would feel myself into the situation of the answered prayer, and then I would live and act upon that conviction. I would try to sustain it without effort. That is, I would live and act as though it were already a fact, knowing that as I walk in this fixed attitude, my assumption will harden into fact. If you're getting value out of this and you don't want me to disappear into the ether, do like and subscribe below. I have so much more to give. If there's anything that is helping you in your manifestation journey, or you'd like to share with others on what has helped you, do put that in the comments below. I would love to hear about your manifestation journey, and I would love to hear about your thoughts on this topic alone too. It would help me so much to understand where I need to go with this or what I should help you guys with or not. So what we need to do is have faith and unwavering belief. We do this by living in our assumptions. No matter what, we always sleep in that wish fulfilled. And we always repeat the act of imagination in our mind over and over and over until we have all vividness of reality and feeling of that reality. The act is done when we accept that it is finished. So, tips that I can help you and guide you on your way to manifesting your reality is that we want to persist in this new story, this new person, this new life that we want. We persist in the thought in our mind and repeat that same thought over and over, the affirmation. Some people call it robotic affirming or whatever you want to call this. But we want to crowd the mind. It doesn't matter what technique or what anyone else is teaching you. The thing you need to do is crowd the mind with that one thought. You affirm, doesn't matter what reality is showing you, doesn't matter what circumstances there are. And you crowd this mind all day long until you go to sleep and live in the wish fulfilled. You repeat this for 3 days. 72 hours. I've manifested things in 24 hours, even 48 hours, and things in 3 days. You want to persist so much in the thought until you get the desire that you want. And if you don't get your desire in 72 hours, then you're not persisting hard enough. You need to get back and persist even harder. When you feel the natural of it and you wake up knowing for a fact that it is yours, this is when you can stop. If there are any doubts in your mind, let's say 3 days down the road, because you want to let go, right? But you don't want to let go of the manifestation. You just want to kind of let it do its thing. But if you happen to recall this thought or this manifestation a couple days later and you don't feel easy about it and you feel uneasy or anxiety or not feeling right about something, then you need to reaffirm for what it is you want. What Neville teaches on his methods, it's 3 days, 3 nights. You consistently do this until you impress the subconscious mind, and then you let go and you allow it to unfold into your reality. If something negative happens or if something in your mind feels uneasy when you hear about your manifestation again, you need to go back into the state of the wish fulfilled and repeat the process and do another 3 days. You just got to keep persisting. Here's the thing. Anybody can have whatever they want. The desires you want, it's already there for you to take. You just have to assume and live in the wish fulfilled. And the feeling is the thought that crowds your mind. Everything is the thought. Whether you know how to visualize or not, you go to bed thinking about that thought is good enough. You want to get to a point where you can just think about something really quick, maybe a little bit of imagination, and then allow the reality to unfold. But until then, you need to crowd the mind, impress that subconscious mind. The subconscious only is impressed by whatever assumptions and beliefs that you have within you. Whatever you believe to be true is going to be impressed onto the subconscious, and the subconscious, which is you, is going to create that reality. When you understand that there's only one consciousness, and that is you in that power, and your thoughts is what creates everything, you just need to keep persisting in that. And that's all you have to do to create the reality you want. You don't need any emotions. You don't have any feelings. The feeling is living in that state as if that desire is already yours, that natural state of being, of knowing that it is. If you made it this far and you like content like this, do hit the subscribe button below. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to understand more on the law of assumption and manifestation, do check out this video here to help you level up your reality.